championship Sunday across the NFL. I am a big-time 49ers fan, and that was just absolutely painful to watch. It was a train wreck. What do they call the chaos theory when everything that could go wrong will go wrong? I just felt like the 49ers picked the worst time of the year, obviously, to have the worst game of the season.
The old Murphy's Law, they call it. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And it was one of those games for sure. I mean, I thought even the hit on Brock Purdy, I thought for sure that was a fumble.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because it wasn't technically a throw, right? It was, he got hurt. The ball came flying out. And Josh Johnson comes in, the backup, and he hasn't seen any action, and he kind of peed the bed, right? And then he gets a concussed, and we obviously didn't want to get him hurt. And then Brock Purdy comes back in. The whole world knows he can't throw the football, and it was just a mess. There was no climbing out of that hole. There's no chance.
And this is how bad it was. Christian McCaffrey was about to go in as quarterback. That's what they were down to.
Yeah, and he did, for one snap, maybe by design. Maybe they're going to do that anyways. But, dude, if you're down by a couple of touchdowns and you can't throw the football, you're not coming back.
No, he was changing helmets to get the signals. I was like, wow, this is wild.
It was nuts. It was painful. It was painful to watch, man. It was a dumpster fire, and unfortunately, again, everything that could go wrong went wrong for the 49ers. The defense imploded. They were just shooting themselves in the foot. The quarterback situation, obviously, the non-call for the Eagles, that long pass to set up their first touchdown, and the NFL reviewed it and came back and said, yeah, that probably wasn't a catch. It's just like it all just snowballed, and it was like, man, they are not going to win this game. There's no way.
No, and it ends up being 31-7? Was that the final?
Yeah, 31-7 was the final score. So the Eagles are advancing to the Super Bowl. I did see this one funny tweet. Our own Mike Trout, the pride of the Angels, right? He's a big Eagles fan, and he was at the game, and someone tweeted, "Oh, it's great to see Mike Trout finally in the playoffs." I thought that was kind of funny. Sorry, Angel fans.
Finally could get his championship. That is pretty hilarious.
And but I will say this: I'm trying not to give you a heavy dose of sour grapes. I'm trying not to. It probably sounds like it right now, but I'm really trying not to. I do want to give a shout out to the Eagles because they are a good team. They broke the Packers' 50-year-old record of rushing touchdowns in one season, including the playoffs. It was 37. I think it's now 39 with the Eagles. So, man, they run the football, and they run it hard. They are physical. Now, do I still feel like the 49ers are the better team? Yeah, I do. I still do. But the Eagles are really, really good, and they're moving on. That's what it takes.
It's true, man.
All right, so I'll get off the 49ers for a moment, and I'll say this about the Kansas City Chiefs are moving on to the Super Bowl. Patrick, correct me if I'm wrong, and you can. Please call me out on it if I'm wrong, but I feel like the Chiefs are the luckiest team in the NFL. Like, I feel like the calls go their way. If they fumble the football, like, it bounces into their hands. Like, I just feel like everything goes their way. They are the luckiest team in the NFL. Are they good? Yeah, they are really good. They got a really good quarterback, but I feel like they're the luckiest team in the NFL. Am I wrong there?
Sometimes my father always used to tell me it's better to be lucky than good. Do I think it's more luck than anything else? No. I think Mahomes is legit, and he is so special. I think we kind of just become accustomed to him doing all this crazy stuff. Yes, they are lucky somewhat. I remember Joe Torre even saying, the famous Yankees manager, to win a championship, you have to have things go your way. You have to get lucky. And that's kind of what happened. You can see that with the Bengals. Stuff went their way last year. Yeah. It did not happen that way this year. And the stupid penalties, like the hit out of bounds, that was just dumb.
Yeah, I mean, call it good luck, bad luck for the Bengals, but I guess you could make a case that you kind of make your own luck, right? Like the Cincinnati Bengals, if that guy wouldn't have pushed Mahomes on that final drive and given him, what was an extra 15 yards, I think it was, like they might have missed that field goal. They'd be in overtime, and then who knows what would happen. It's just a simple little play like that can change the complexion of an entire game.
It really is true, because it was so cold out that would have made a huge difference to the kick. It would have been a lot tougher to make.
Yeah.
We could have gone OT, and then who knows?
So who knows? I don't know. I just was rolling my eyes after that game. I have nothing against the Chiefs. I have nothing against the Bengals. I was just like, man, the Chiefs are the luckiest team in the NFL, man. Like, They had so much good luck. The 49ers had so much bad luck. Anyway, that was my takeaway. And again, it sounds like sour grapes. I get it. But I just feel like it should. I was predicting the 49ers and Bengals, and obviously I whiffed on both of those.
It's funny, though, to see the exact same game. And to me, it's like it bounced the Bengals' way last year, and this year it bounced the Chiefs' way. They're that good against each other. God, they match up good together. They just do. And they didn't play great. They didn't play, like, amazing, but they match up well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you have two great teams and you know it's going to be close and it's going to come down probably that final possession, it takes something like that, something weird to happen. And that penalty for the Chiefs was that weird thing to happen to put them in field goal range to win it. Like, I thought the Bengals had the ball with, like 2 minutes. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, the Bengals are going to win this. They're going to drive down. They're going to at least get a field goal. They're going to win this game. And when they gave the ball back to the Chiefs with, 30, 40 seconds. I'm like, oh, man, here we go. Here we go again.
Yeah, unbelievable. Pep, here we go now to the Eagles and the Chiefs. What do you think about this matchup?
You know what? The Eagles just manhandled my 49ers, but everything went wrong for the 49ers. So it pains me to say that I think I like the Eagles in this matchup. I think I like them against Kansas City. I'm not exactly sure why. We can talk more about this next week. We got 2 weeks to kind of, break down this matchup going into the Super Bowl. But the Eagles have just been so strong all year long. And I feel like at some point, in my estimate, that the luck is going to run out on Kansas City. I just feel like the Eagles, they don't need luck, man. Like they just physically manhandled the 49ers, and I don't know. I like Philly in this game. What say you, Patrick?
Now, I think, what about Patrick Mahomes' ankle? Because I think that is very key to this. Because you could see, I don't know if you heard that, he decided not to take a shot before this game so he could feel his ankle. Even though it was going to hurt, he decided to just tough it out because he wanted to feel his ankle. And you could see him hobbling on the field at times for sure. And the tackles, but we got 2 weeks here. How good can that ankle get? I do think the ankle is kind of jacked. It's still kind of jacked. I'm with you, dude. I think the Eagles are going to pull this out now.
Yeah, obviously it was visible, man. Patrick Mahomes was having a hard time getting around, and that's part of his game, right? Being mobile, keeping the play alive, rolling out of the pocket, coming up with circus throws. Like, that's part of his game, and he was definitely visibly hobbled last night. But, it was good enough, right, to beat Cincinnati. Here's the thing with Philadelphia. I think that was the difference against the 49ers, obviously, because they knocked out both of their quarterbacks. It was that pass rush. If the Philadelphia Eagles are going to get after Patrick Mahomes and he's not very mobile and can't get away from them, that could be that could be bad news for the Chiefs.
I think what we'll do is those are our kind of preliminary picks, and then next Monday we're going to have to lock it in. We'll have to lock it in, all right? So we're going to have to lock it in, see what happens for sure. My goodness, here we go. One more quick story before we get out of here, Pep. It's in Arizona, and this just made me think of Kyler Murray a little bit. He had surgery, they said, and he also said that he wanted to take his time in recovering. I just thought that was kind of an odd statement.
Kyler Murray's tenure with the Arizona Cardinals, the whole thing has been kind of strange, right? Like, nothing has been normal about it, about the playbook and not having, video games, only like a certain number of hours of playing video games a week. And sure, it looks like he ran the GM and the coach out of the franchise. Like, the whole thing has been weird. And we thought Arizona with Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury's the coach, we thought they were going to be Super Bowl contenders, right? Or at least playoff contenders. It just hasn't worked out that way.
Why don't they just start playing to these kids and just loading their game plans on Madden for them to play, and then just let them play and they can see what they need to do?
Right. So even when they're playing their games, they're learning something, right?
Here's your package of play, Mr. Pep. Here's your plays, dude. Learn your plays, and you'd have to go home and play your Madden plays, dude. Play.
I like that. They're all playing it. They're all playing Madden. Might as well make it useful.
My 10-year-old is calling Madden plays in flag football.
Yeah, see?
These kids know the West Coast offense. Because we all have John Madden to thank, man. We have more to talk about. We'll know more on Thursday, and we'll lock it in on Monday with more sports with Pep. Tell them how to get your stuff.
Hey, you can know your role and shut your mouth and check us out on Inland Sports, Twitter, Instagram. We got the Inland Sports YouTube channel. That was pretty funny. Travis Kelce of the Chiefs calling out the Cincinnati Mayor with the old Rock from WWF or WWE, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Pat.
Amazing.
Dude, what was I going to say?